Hi there, Taurus. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, and I am doing a 2017 overview reading for you. I did some categories. We have work up here, romance and relationships, and some overall spiritual cards, like what sort of lessons are we going to learn this year. So, starting off in the work category, some of you may be coming into the year feeling um, that you don't make enough money, that maybe you have a lot of debt, maybe you're just feeling like materially, maybe you're in a where you live just isn't where you want to be, or um, it's a feeling of just not of lack, a general feeling of lack, especially in material things. Maybe you have a car that you feel like you need a new car, but you can't afford it, or it's always breaking down, those types of things. So it's sort of getting into a mentality of just not having enough. So when this card comes up, the lesson usually is that there is help, or um, there are ways in which you can turn the situation around, but it's sort of pointing to that you're sort of, you get into like a negative loop of of thoughts in your mind, and are just not seeing some situations that actually where you do have the power to make some changes that could help improve the situation. So when it comes up, it's just sort of a gentle reminder to be careful about just focusing on all the negativity, because again, negativity breeds negativity and attracts negativity. And to look for the positive things, and be careful that you're not missing something that's right there in front of you or behind you. The sort of the traditional meaning of this card is, they're out here in the cold, but if she just turn around, she could see that this excuse me, it's usually a church, or this building is right behind her, and those pentacles are right behind her for her, and she's just not seeing it. There may be opportunities, jobs that you could apply for and get, that you're like, oh, I don't have enough experience. I don't have exactly what they're looking for in the job description or the ad. Definitely apply for jobs even if you think they're outside of your, I mean, the job descriptions are always like the ideal person, but no one ever has everything. I mean, rarely has everything on the job description. And even education, if they want a bachelor's degree, but you don't have that, but maybe you have 10 years of experience that's comparable, don't discount that. And then, if you are in some interviews, really, this isn't being defensive, that really talk yourself up, talk up your attributes. Use describe all the experience you have, that you have gained and that you have. And it's going to give you a clear advantage over other people. So I feel like this year, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell. Sometimes the only one that's going to toot your horn in a workplace, in the business world, is yourself. So don't be afraid to ask for a raise, and explain all the reasons why, all the things you do where you go above and beyond. Here she's up above all the other wands, and make sure you write all those things down this year. So all the times you helped out on projects, you took the initiative to do things, make sure you're keeping track of all that stuff, so that when it is time when there is a position open, or the possibility of when your job review comes around, or the possibility of asking for a raise and or a promotion, things like that, that you can document all those things. And it's not coming from a place of, but I do more than this person. It's like, well, here I helped out on this project. I came through on this. I took these extra classes. I helped organize that. I helped, be able to just matter of factly lay those things out. And that's really, draw on this guy's energy. He goes by facts and data. He's not swayed by emotions. He wants to see the evidence. So get that evidence. Write down that evidence, track that evidence, and don't sell yourself short. Make sure that your resume really details all the things you do and skills that you learned in another job can often be applied to other jobs. You just have to think about it and what are the actual skills I've learned. Well, you may have worked as a waitress and this job has something to do with accounting, but darn if you didn't learn time management skills, juggling multiple things under pressure, dealing with difficult situations and customers. I mean, how many times does a waitress have to deal with a kitchen that's backed up, but you're the one out there having to deal with the pissed off patrons when their food's running late? I mean, you can apply you've gained lots of skills, okay, even if it's not exactly in the job description of the job you're applying for. So, I'm definitely seeing people wanting to change careers, to move up. Again, I see her up here. Maybe some of you maybe there's going to be an opportunity for management. Go for it. Go for it. And channel your inner King of Swords. He's going to have data. He's going to have facts. He's just going to present things clearly. Really be careful of not showing emotion in the workplace. And that doesn't mean you can't be excited about things or passionate or frustrated, but channel it in productive ways. And it's interesting, at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords. That's weird that I said that. The Ten of Cups. About the two opposite cards of the deck. This is the happily ever after card. So I feel like definitely a change in career is needed for a lot of you. It's just not where you want to be. You need to step up. You need to move up. You need to move on to a new job. You need to be somewhere where you're really using your potential. I think a lot of you just feel like, left out in the cold or not being utilized to the extent of your skills, and that sucks. It's if you have way more to offer and they just want you cranking out mindless work, that's not good for your self-esteem, your brain, your anything. So really think about, what career is going to make me happy? What are those qualities? And really break it down. King of Swords again. Do you like to work with people? Do you not like to work with people? Do you really like to get to know people? Or are you happy just kind of like seeing them on a superficial level? I was a teller for a while, and that was actually really fun. You just got, hey, how you're doing? Good. And then you're done. They're gone. And then where my job now, sometimes I really get to know these people, which actually can be really sad because some of them have terminal cancer, but then again, you get to really feel like you maybe made a difference in their family's lives and gave them some options they would not have. So, what do you want to do? Sales, like, is that exhilarating to you, or would that stress you out? For some of you, I'd really suggest going to a career counselor or a life coach, something like that, so you can really analyze what would be a good fit for you. Now, the Ten of Swords is here. maybe that's why I said Ten of Swords. I saw it here in the relationships. It's interesting. You have a couple. I think. Oh no, they had the wands. I was gonna say. I think Virgo had a. They had the Chariot, I think, but they had the King of Wands, not the King of Cups. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting all hyper. Okay. For some of you, if you're in a relationship, one of you is going to move, maybe for a job, is going to move, and that's going to create an issue about, not necessarily an issue, it's going to create a situation where it really makes you go, even if you've lived together or even if you're married, it's going to be like, okay, this is what the one person wants. Do you want to move? Is the relationship worth you move? Like, it's going to just really make you review your relationship. And for some of you, you're just going to hop on the chariot and take off and go wherever they're going to go. But some of you are not. Some of you, it's going to sort of be a turning point where you're like, you know what? I'm going to stay. Or I'm going to go even if you don't want to go, because this new chapter in my life is really where I want to go. And it's highlighting that this relationship, even if it wasn't bad, it still wasn't solid as maybe I thought when it came right down to it. Some of you are really going to go after someone. You're going to meet someone and you're really going to pursue them. Some of you are going to move in together. Some of you will be moving with someone. Traveling. You may meet someone traveling. Some of you are going to be absolutely done with a relationship. It'll be rock bottom, and you're going to be, you're out of there. Not just out of there. I mean, we have two cards of moving, of leaving, of walking away. And again, this can play out in a lot of different scenarios, but I mean, if it's because of this card, it's because it was a mentally, yes, but I'm doing a reading. A couple. So some of you, sorry about that, may have been in a mentally abusive situation and you're leaving because you're going to take care of yourself. And then some of you may move or not want to move, that scenario I was talking about. And some of you may meet someone, and meeting this person, again, something's going to highlight for those of you, even if you thought your relationship was okay. For those of you that were in this situation, it's going to be a no-brainer. You're just going to have the aha moment, or some opportunity is going to come up and you're going to be like, I'm out. But for some of you, your relationship may have seemed fine. And something, for me, this card is just representing something, someone, some situation is going to come up and make you kind of hold a mirror to your relationship, or make you examine your relationship. And you're going to realize that it's just doesn't have the substance to stay in it. And I think it's going to surprise some of you. I don't see it being horrible. It's going to just sort of be this like, there's not going to be this huge event. There isn't going to be a huge blow up. Things aren't going to be terrible, but it's all of a sudden just going to kind of come to the realization that it's over. And a lot, if you're in a perfectly really happy relationship, this obviously won't apply to you. However, the moving, one of you needing to move for work or something like that could come up. Okay, so your spiritual cards down here. It's really great. I love these cards because um, these cards have really been coming through with sort of the major arcana cards, which are the big spiritual lessons in life. And they've been tending to show up down here. So introspection, really figuring out what you want, what's going to feed your soul, where you want to go. So taking a step back to figure this out for yourself, not in a couple, not in your career, but really deep down inside you. What do you want? How do you want to live your life? What are your guiding principles? What will you tolerate and what will you not tolerate? How are you going to conduct yourself in this world? So some real soul searching for you guys. And it brings about this completely new way of thinking, of approaching. Your perspective is going to be completely different. And when something like this happens, you do tend to get a new job, leave a relationship, move. Like it's sort of like, whoa, I'm seeing things in a completely different way. I'm thinking about things in a completely different way. And I want to move to Hawaii. I want to start a new career. I want to be in a relationship with someone that that wants to do these things with me, or I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on a good example, but whatever comes to your brain, into your mind, that's what it means for you. The strength card, you're going to gain confidence. You're also going to make yourself vulnerable, because leaving a relationship that's decent is hard. You're going to be alone. You don't know 100% because it wasn't horrible if you're doing the right thing. It's going to be on some level you do, but it's not 100%. So maybe you're moving all by yourself. You're taking this new job and moving. I mean, those are big things. The strength card is about taking risks, even if you don't know if they're going to pay off, making yourself vulnerable, asking someone out, making the first move, stepping into the unknown. And a major theme is about simplifying things. You want a simple, calm life, but one of value and substance. What's in your life has to be of value and has to be substantial, and it has to be something that really matters. Some of you may be moving home. Some of you may be leaving home. Some of you may be leaving. For some of you, it may be a childhood sweetheart that you're leaving. You could be connecting back with something you did as a child, something in your past that used to bring your joy, and as an adult it just kind of faded away, and you're going to be like, what, that was my passion, and I let mundane things steer me off that course, and I want to get back to that. I love this card. Isn't that so? I just, growing up in Vermont at least, this was such a typical summer scene for me, going to a swimming hole with friends and the dog, and I just love it. But it's about simplifying and just enjoying a summer day and enjoying being with some friends. It's stopping and smelling the roses, stripping away the unnecessary things, and simplifying and really getting clear on what the core values you need to have in your life. So I don't know astrology. I'm taking a class right now, but I don't know it well enough. But it would be interesting to see your astrology, because I think astrology is it's just really fun and interesting and thought provoking, and seeing what sort of things are going on and if this sort of matches up with that, because it seems like you may have some big transits or, you know, significant astrological events going on, that's making you realize like you're really just cutting, this sword cuts away all that isn't necessary, and you get really clear and focused on what you do want. So really cool, nice reading. I think it's, to me, it's super positive when you start figuring some things out, even if it means you need to let some things go. You at least then know where you're headed and what you want. Okay, thank you, Taurus. Have a fantastic year, but I'll see you at the next video. Thanks, bye.